Nephalem, all around the flat world. Today you are level 60 and you don't know what to do. There is so many activities. The Pit, the Hordes, Cuirass Undercity, Dark Citadel, Uber Boss, Farm Mythic, Farm Mats. Too many things in your mind. To maximize your progression and farm efficiently, I made a special guide for you. Hi guys, Sagis here. Now you are level 60 and maybe you are stuck or you are lost because we have ton of activities to do, and I'm here to guide you and help you to find the perfect progression, and I hope it will help you a lot. Let's go for this ultimate endgame activities and what to do in which order to do. There is literally ton of activities. We got new activities. We don't know where to start in which order to do this or that, for getting mats, for getting uniques, for getting aspects. Yep, so I will help you, my friend, don't worry about that. Let's get it started. You will find all my guide in my codex. I will put the link in the description of this video. Level 60 what to do endgame guide. So there is important nuance that you have to do first and to keep in mind, and you have a plan to reach Torment 4 faster as you can do and push further, and you get activities summaries. So here we go. This is a sort of note that you have to keep in mind during your activities. So the first thing is to finish the campaign. This is the first things to do to go to the next step, and you know Blizzard is just really strong about cinematics and lore and stories. The campaign is great. Then you have to focus and finish all priority quests. Priority quest is the purple quest. They give you access to mercenaries, they'll give you access to Cuirass Bazaar, they'll give you access to different important functionalities, so you have to finish priority quest. Third important point, when you are level 60, you have to finish your Nahantu Renown. So the Nahantu Renown is here. You have the Renown, you have to farm XP, you have to do side quests, stronghold, side dungeon, areas discovered, tenet of Akarat. It's easy to farm and you have a good amount of Renown value. Nahantu Renown is really important. You gain 2 skill points, 1 potion capacity, 4 Parangon points, and a max Opale. So you have to finish this. It's really important, and the quests are really great. Also, the first step is focus to reach the first Torment tier, because Torment 1 you will access to ancestral quality items. Monster kills grants more XP and golds. Yes, the first Torment tier is the start of the endgame. You will access to the ancestral quality items, and this higher increase legendary, unique and mythic unique items. You will gain more and more per Torment tier. So really important to reach the first Torment tier. The next important thing is temper and aspect. During your progression, tempered aspect will give you a good amount of power with a low cost in terms of materials, so don't be shy to temper your gear to the blacksmith and you will gain more power. As you can see, it's really cheap in terms of materials, so you can really start to temper all your gear at level 60 and focus good aspect on your gear. 6. You have to adapt yourself to the Torment difficulties. Stat Squish. Vessel of Hatred has incorporated a stat Squish along with the new difficulties that make us incur PV penalties to our armor and resistance value. So as you can see, you really have to reach your cap in terms of defense. It starts from Torment 1. Armor is reduced by 250 and resistance by 55. Here, Torment 2, 550, 750 and 75. And finally, your armor is reduced by 1000 and resistance by 100. So each tier, you just have to look your armor and you have to play with aspects or maybe gems or schools. Reach the 85% and you have to reach your resistance cap with each Torment tier. The next thing important is it's pretty simple. Continue to get more XP to fill out your Parangon board. So here it's a really good source of gaining power to fill out your Parangon and fill out your Parangon with your glyph and get more XP for more power. 8. Think to barter with mercenary. Considering visiting the lair from time to time and bartering with mercenary, you may have a good surprise here. You have to keep in mind that mercenaries can offer you aspects, more defensive stuff, offensive stuff, materials, so you have to think that you can barter and you can restock supply sometimes for free and you will gain pale marks. Pale marks is really easy to get here. As as you see, it's a repeatable reward. Just have to play with your mercenary and you'll gain Opale marks with anything you do here with your mercenary. And you go to Farah, you can bartering. As you can see, I can get a resource aspect cash, I can get aspects, I will take a cash, I can restock, and I can have more materials, more gear, defensive cash aspect, resource aspect cash again. It's really good, and sometimes they even have ancestral stuff to offer you with Pelmark. So mercenary is really important, you have to keep in mind. And the next steps that are really important before we start the guide, try to align your seasonal journey for max out your rentability, and you can align some steps below with different seasonal steps. So for example, you can see here the season is really important to achieve your seasonal journey, because you will gain sparks, you will gain a ton of materials, you will gain a ton of gear and aspects and mark and favor. You will gain really much reward. As you can see here, you have to open chests in Helltide. So you can do Helltide if you are at chapter 1, you can do Helltide, you can do dungeon. Just check where you are in your chapter and try to fit your activities with your chapter to reach the next chapter and have access to the final rewards that give you sparks, scroll of amnesia, scroll of restoration, opals, elixirs, so much good gear and aspect, and maybe good juicy uniques. And finally, before start, you have to play and do all that I said with Opale. When you're logging to Diablo, you have to get Opale in your chest. You have to play with Opale because it gives you more rewards, it gives you mats, it gives you more gold, it gives you boss summoning item, infernal compass, but it also increases your experience and it also gives you Zakarum reputation. So you have to do all your activities, even just farming Uber boss with Opales. If you don't have Opales, don't be shy to go. There is no real worker here, but you have to farm a real worker to get the Opale, and you can do again and again, and you have to get Opale. Seasonal journey will give you Opale, some other activity will give you Opale, but real worker is a good source for getting Opales. Guys, it's really important to play with Opales. Now, what is your goal when you are level 60? The goal is to reach Torment 4 and more, and maybe push more, harder and harder, push further to the pit, try to grind level and get some more XP. So we will check what to do, what is the good plan, what activity are good for. Let's go. As you can see here, the first step, there is no really a specific order, but it's a good overall important guideline. The first things you have to do when you are level 60 is, what is your goal? Set up your goal. What is your end game goal? Do you want to perform? Do you want to play hard? Do you want just play for fun and with your friends 1 hour of a day, or 3 or 4 or 5 hours a day? If you choose the second one, keep pushing hard. This guide is for you guys. So go to the next step. The next step is you have to keep in mind all important notes here, and you have to choose your build. You have to choose your build because you need to have an overall view. You have to plan your build. Choose your build, what you want to do, or just straight follow a guide with a build. So here I play my build, I realize my planner. Mid-game here I plan 60 to Torment 4 and more. I have an endgame version, I have a triad version, so I can know what I need. When you have your plan, when you have your planner, when you have your guide, or I don't know, max roll build guide, you can know what you want. Here we need Uniques, we need Mythics, maybe we need runes, we need aspects. So it is important to have an overview, so you can have a planner on before build, you can have a planner on max roll or even mobilities, what you want, but you have to choose your build or straight follow a build guide. Step 3, you have to check your defensive cap each tournament, as I said before. So make sure to resolve stats squish issues for each difficulty tier, and make sure to check all your defensive cap. T1, T2, T3, T4. As I showed you before, look here, the stat squish is really hard, so just check that you are good in each tournament or push higher and go higher. So here I got my armor cap, I got my resistance cap, so I'm good. It's really important. And what you can do to resolve this stat squish issues. You need to get the defensive gear that you plan on your planner, and you have to adjust this with gear, aspect, gems, or even temper or maybe runes. So for the aspects are the core of your build, of your gameplay. It gives you the power and the defensive you need. So for getting aspect, what are the best activities? So to getting aspect, the best activities is first you can gamble. Gamble is really simple, is for free. You have to gamble. You go to the Purveyor of Curiosities here with your hobbles, you gamble. You need offensive aspect, you take glove. And if you have Cinder in Urn of Curiosities, you can even receiving a second item when purchasing from the Purveyor of Curiosities. So you can get gear, you can get Ancestral, you can get aspect. Hobbles now are really strong. You can even have Uniques, and sometimes you can have Mythics. Here, Uniques, gloves, boots, pants. As you can see, I have some aspect, and it's a really good source of getting rewards. Hobbles are really great. You can go Hell Tides for aspect, because as you know, in the Hell Tides we have tons of activities, tons of enemies, and you can slay Lone Maiden again and again. He gives you gear, she gives you aspect, and if you want offensive aspect or defensive aspect, you can open leg chest, or even you can open jewelry chest, and you open chest and there are many amulets that fall down and you can take. So that is really great. Also getting aspect. You have whispers. So here a whisper gives you ton of mat, also will give you gear and aspect. You have world boss, you have the dark citadel, you have nightmare dungeon. The most simple I think is gamble, Hell Tides, and boss, any aspect. So the next step is when you have the aspects you want, you have to focus Uniques and even mythic gear. Those items are the priority for that your build that's working well. You can start Torment 1 plus just for focus unique, and maybe mythics a bit later, Torment 3 or 4, because you will have better drop rate. In this step, the really good friend will carry you in your item research. So you have your planner. I need, for example, Rod of Kepeleke. Maybe your friend can give you Rod of Kepeleke, bad or good Uniques for the start. They also can carry you for Tormented boss for your mythics. But if you have no friends, no problem guys. If you have no friends, some things you can do. So you have the table of loot here. You can check on max roll. For example, I need a Rod of Kepeleke, and I see here Rod of Kepeleke for Spirit Burn in Duriel. So I plan to farm Duriel. But to farm Duriel, you have to get in mats. There is really a ton of things to do. So I need to kill Uber boss. But the easiest way to get Uniques and farm your boss is to farm hobbles, because hobbles are really better than never before, and hobbles can also give you all Uniques that you want. Here's my Ebewaka is from hobbles, my Kepeleke is also from hobbles. You have a really good drop rate to getting Uniques with hobbles, so yeah, hobbles are really great. The first really good things that you can do to getting Uniques, you have your Uniques. And how can you have hobbles? You have to farm the pit. It's the best source of hobbles, and you can also do on Helltide. These two activities are the best ones for getting hobbles. And if you can get hobbles, you will have to farm your boss. Now your mythic. Maybe you'll need, I don't know, for example, Hyrule Mites. So you have to do Duriel or Andariel or even other boss. But for doing your boss, you will have to farm boss material. So what are the best activities to farm boss materials? Check this. Uber boss mat. Here the best activities is Cuirass Undercity. You go with your friend, you go to Cuirass Undercity, and you have to put tribute here. Good tributes for boss is here, tributes of titans. As you can see, completing the dungeon with at least attunement rank wall will reward random boss summoning items. So you have different tributes that give you some more materials. Cuirass Undercity is a really good source for getting a reward what you want. So here, tributes of the Titans, more, you can get more boss summoning items, and you can take, for example, with Hobble Chaotix Uniques, more Chaotix, more Uniques here. You can choose what you want, the rewards. The rest is not very difficult, you just have to reach Harmony and you will have rewards, but you have to do this under the timer, and some mobs will give you more timer. It's a good way to have good rewards, so Cuirass is a great source of getting boss materials. As I said before, all those activities you need to play with Opals. After Cuirass, the second best one, but you can do this just one time. As I said before, you have to keep in mind that all activities you can do this and progress in your seasonal journey, and seasonal journey will give you a ton of material cache, a ton of summoning materials for farming Uber boss. So it's really great, but you can do this just one time. And after this, you have different activities that you can do. World boss, Hell Tides, Whispers, Nightmare Dungeons are pretty decent activity for getting Uber mats. You will getting Uber mats just playing and doing some activities. So here I give you the plan for your mythics and your uniques. Now, step 6, getting legendaries ancestral. This is the second priority of your gearing up. You will have access to ancestral quality from the Torment one. And ancestral gear is 800 item power, and you will have greater affix on each ancestral. What are the best activities for ancestral items? For ancestral items, you can go Cuirass again, you can go Uber boss, and you can go all other activities. Except the pit is not really great, real warm core is not really great, and Legion are not really great also. So Helltide, Whisper, Infernal House, but Cuirass and the City for getting ancestral and Uber boss are the best way to get it. When you have all your mats, you have to farm your uniques, you have to farm Uber boss, and for the uniques you have to check the loot table cheat here. And for uniques, the best activities are Uber boss, Joyel or Undial, and another good source of getting mythics, it can be a Cuirass and the City. It's not really that bad. So you got your aspects, you got some mythics or uniques, you got some legendaries. Now you have to go to step 7. You have just to play, gain XP, fill Parangon, level up your glyph. This is a great source of power, and it's not a random source of power. You can control this, and the best way to gain XP are different activities that we will see. But for your glyph, you have to know there is only one activity that you have to do. For leveling up your glyph is the pit. You just have to check here. Pit is really interesting for what? It gives you good amount of XP. It gives you really good amount of obols. Pits can give you aspect, and this is the best way and the only way to level up your glyph. You can see here the boss. You can see here the boss. Boom. And what we got? We got Ancestral, we got some stuff, we got Aspect, we got Tribute of Harmony, we got Odd Compass, and we can level up our glyph with the Stone of Glyph, just here. So yeah, it's really great. The best activity for getting experience are maybe the Hordes. I think the Horde is the number one. Really a great density. It gives you a really good amount of XP as the previous season. But there is also other activities that give you good amount of XP. Pits, Nightmare Dungeons, Cuirass in the City, Helltides, Dark Citadel. So yeah, Hordes are really good. You have lots of monsters. They are the same mechanics that the previous season, but just the final chest change a bit. You have 10 waves, you have to kill monster, you have to choose between bones and banes. You have to defeat the conceal, and you will have access to 3 different chests. Now, the first one is getting more legendary gear and maybe ancestral. Yeah, we just got stuff from the conceal, and now you have a greater chest with another ancestrals, stuff, mats, veiled crystal, iron checks, some legendaries, more aspects is a really good amount to getting aspects and gear. And you have a spoil of materials exchange all remaining cinder to getting more of the sites. Hordes are really great also to getting XP. So glyph, you have to do the pit for XP. You can go Hordes, Pit, NMD, Helltide, or even Cuirass are the good ways. XP is really important because it will provide you more experience for your Paragon, and you will fill up your Paragon board, and you will put glyph, and you will gain really good amount of power. And when you level up your glyph, you will gain more bonus. As you can see here, colossal additional bonus. I deal 2% X increased damage for each stack of result I have. This is for the level 15, and when you are level 45, you will get another legendary bonus plus 6% X increased damage to close enemy, and the size of your glyphs will be increased also. So it's a really great source of power to fill your Paragon and level up your glyph. After we do that, you will have to masterwork your gear. You will gain more power for masterworking. You'll need to temper your gear before, but temper is pretty cheap in terms of materials. When you got your temper on your gear, legendary gear, you will have access to Obducite and you will have access to Masterowk. Masterowk is not really that expensive, but it's expensive in Obducite here. And you will have to farm more and more Obducite. As they say, it can be collected at level 60 from Nightmare Dungeons, Infernal Halls, or Undercity of Cuirass. It costs you a bit of other materials. It's not really expensive, but if you want to reset, it costs more materials and you will have to get more Forgotten Soul also. You'll have to farm this and it costs you 5 million of gold. That is pretty inexpensive in terms of gold. So Masterworking will be expensive in terms of Obducites, Forgotten Souls, and gold. What you have to do for getting more Obducites or forging mats, the best way for Masterworking is Nightmare Dungeons. Cuirass and Undercity are pretty good with tributes, and Infernal Halls are great. Well, so yeah, Nightmare Dungeons is a really good source of getting Obducite. If you have a class that can speed farm, is overall better than hordes and other activities. It gives you Obducite when you kill monster, when you kill elites, when you finish the dungeons. It's a really good amount of Obducite. It's the best way to farm Obducite. And yes, Cuirass Undercity and Infernal Hordes also are good. And for forged mats as Forgotten Soul, you will have to go Infernal Hordes. Uber Boss is great, also Cuirass Undercity, but if you gamble and recycling your gear, you will have other forging mats, Nightmare Dungeons, Hell Tides are great also, or Legend. The last thing that is important are runes. Runes give you power in your gameplay style. You can drop runes, you can farm runes with all the different activities, but the best are the Tribute of Harmony in the Undercity of Cuirass. So as you can see here, you put a Tribute of Harmony and a reward upgrades are runes. Completing the dungeon with at least minimum rank will reward guaranteed runes. It's really great. You play it with your friend, you will get more runes, you can choose even customized rewards. So this is the best way to getting runes. But runes can spawn randomly in Sanctuary. But there is two other activities that are good also, Uber Boss and World Boss. So Cuirass Undercity number 1, Uber Boss number 2, and a World Boss for getting runes or getting good friends. Getting good friends are really good for getting runes. Okay guys, so as you can see here, I put summaries of different activities. Thanks for my friend Zaol that helped me realize that shit of activities here. And for getting tributes, the best way to have tributes is the pit, the tormented boss, or the titans ones. Infernal Hordes are great, but you can drop it from different activities. The citadel marks are the rewards from the Dark Citadels. It's a sort of gold of the citadel. You can go here from the map, Rise of Khazra, show me your merchandise, and you will gain some juicy reward as cosmetics and different other things. But one thing here is really interesting. This is the Scroll of Restoration. Guys, is the best thing of the season, used to restore all temper charge on an item. So you can apply this Scroll of Restoration on gear and you will have access to new fresh tempers. So this is a great feature, my friend. You got all different activities here, my friends, and as you can see, just to summarize, XP farming, Infernal Hordes are great. It's NMD, Cuirass, Helltides, Dark Citadel, Opals, just one way to get it. Rimwalker, Hobos, Pits are the best way, and Helltides is great also. To level up your glyph, you have to do the pit, and as you can see, the different things for aspect materials, mythics, masterworking, forging mats, runes, odds, compass, and NMDs, and other comps as herbs and breath. For the hot compass, the best way to get it is whispers or infernal hots. I really like the pit because pit gives you XP, gives you obol, gives you some gear, gives you glyphs level, gives you pretty all what you need except the masterwork. Nightmare dungeon are the best for masterwork with Cuirass Undercity and the hordes. And Cuirass Undercity is a really good activities also, as we can see, for materials, ancestrals, masterworking, mats, aspect, ancestrals, and world boss are the way to go. And Uber boss are the way to go to getting mythics, the best way. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and this ultimate endgame guide for the different activities and what to do when we are level 60. Guys, if you like this, you can put thumbs up and put a commentary down below. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. It will be a pleasure. And guys, don't be shy. Come on my Twitch channel and say hi. It was Sagittarian. Thank you for following me, and we'll meet very soon in Sanctuary.